Right then girls, welcome to the second tutorial in our painting. So last time I was on here, I'd finished off most of my mid and light tones, and then between that tutorial and this tutorial I've added in a darker tone. Now these are actually called shades, and shades are where you mix a pure colour, like this one, with a black, and the more shade you introduce, the more black you introduce, the darker your colour will get. Now here is where I've been painting next, so I'm going to have a look at my picture to see if there's any similar shades, and I'm probably going to say that this jumper here is also of a similar shade. So I'm going to have a look on this palette here that I've mixed up. Now I would recommend, to get this right, you might want to mix up your mid to dark and dark shades and have them ready so you can access it. And the same as last lesson, what you'll do is you'll go around your outer edges first, and very, very carefully. Don't be tempted to add water in it to make it thinner and go further, otherwise you'll end up with a really, really thin paint on your work. You don't really want that. So add in the outlines first, then block in the centres, and then literally go over them so you've got nice, smooth, blocked in colour. Now I'm not going to do the rest of my mid, I'm just going to take it a little bit darker so you can see me gradually going. So I'm going to have a look at this eye at the top over here. I'm going to paint in around this bit. Now this is a slightly darker shade, and you should be able to see the difference between that background shade and this one that I'm applying in. So this is getting a little bit darker. I'm going to add it round in there, add it round in there. Now my brush at the moment, girls, is just a little bit too big for this detail, so I would recommend, if you're doing finer areas, have a look at the brushes, because this brush size is a size 4, so perhaps a size 3 brush or even a size 2 brush might be more accurate, particularly when I'm adding this kind of detail in. So I'm going to finish that off there, and I'm also going to add that final dark tone. Now this is probably the darkest area, up with there, and in the hair, and just over there and there. So my darkest tone is really going to have lots of black in it, and I'm going to pop that in. Now when you do add your darkest tone in, they're going to give you such a level of contrast, and they really do tie up the piece together. So as you add those in, they'll be the last ones that you add in, but they really do bring out the work and make it stand out. And again, I could add that to the other areas as I go through. So that concludes tutorial 2.